A door slams somewhere in the house. Before you've even registered what the sound was, before the word door has formed anywhere in your mind, your shoulders have already jumped, your eyes have already snapped shut, and your whole body has already braced. You didn't decide to do that. You couldn't have, because by the time you actually know what just happened, it's already over. Here's the unsettling part. There's a version of you that reacted to that sound, and it wasn't the version that thinks. It wasn't the version that makes decisions, or worries, or plans. It was something older, faster, and it never once asked for permission. You're watching Brain on a Leash, where we dig into the strange evolutionary leftovers still steering modern behavior. Let's slow that door slam down. In 1939, two researchers named Carney Landis and William Hunt did something nobody had really done before. They filmed people being startled using high-speed cameras that could capture motion far faster than the human eye. What they found, frame by frame, was a full-body reaction so precise and so consistent across every single person they filmed that it looked less like a personal response and more like a fixed universal pattern. Eyes clamp shut, head jerks forward, shoulders rise, arms bend inward. The exact same sequence, the exact same order, every single time, in every single person. This wasn't someone's personality showing up in how they react to being scared. This was a script your body was already running long before you existed to write one. Decades later, neuroscientist Michael Davis mapped out exactly why this happened so fast. He traced the neural pathway responsible for the startle reflex, and what he found should genuinely stop you. In most animals, including you, the signal travels from your ear to a cluster of neurons in your brainstem, and then almost immediately out to the muscles that make you flinch. That's it. Two connections, maybe three. No detour through the parts of your brain that think, reason, or even recognize what the sound was. Here's the sentence worth remembering. Your brain built an emergency exit specifically so your own thoughts couldn't get in the way. Think about what that actually means. The parts of you that make you feel like you, the parts having this conversation right now, reading these words, forming opinions about them, those parts are simply too slow for this job. Conscious awareness of a sound, the moment where you genuinely register that was a loud bang, takes a noticeable chunk of time to assemble, somewhere in the range of a few hundred milliseconds. The startle reflex doesn't wait around for that. In humans, the first muscle contraction, the blink, can happen in as little as 14 milliseconds. Your entire flinch is finished before your conscious mind has even opened the file on what just occurred. Has this ever happened to you? You watch a horror movie. You know exactly when the jump scare is coming. You brace for it. You tell yourself you're ready, and your body still flinches anyway every single time. That's not a failure of willpower. That's a hard architectural limit. The reflex circuit doesn't check in with the part of you that knows things. It was never wired to. Why would evolution build something this drastic? Because in the environment your nervous system evolved in, the cost of hesitation could be fatal, and thinking is, comparatively, extremely slow. A predator lunging from the grass, a branch snapping underfoot, a rival striking without warning. None of those situations reward careful deliberation. They reward whoever's muscles react first. So evolution didn't just make the reflex fast, it rerouted it around the single slowest part of the entire system, the conscious thinking brain, and built a separate, stripped-down emergency line straight from sensation to muscle. That's the loophole. Your body figured out, long before you had language for any of this, that the smartest part of you is sometimes the worst possible part of you to have in the loop. Consider what this means for something as ordinary as a co-worker dropping a stack of books behind you, or a car backfiring on a quiet street. In that split second, an older, faster version of you takes over completely, moves your body, protects your eyes, braces your frame, and only afterward hands control back to the version of you that gets to feel embarrassed about jumping. You weren't slow to react. You were, for a fraction of a second, not the one reacting at all. We touched on a similar kind of override in our video on why silent reading hijacks your hearing, how an old system quietly takes over a task it was never built for. This is almost the opposite story. Here, evolution didn't repurpose an old system. It built something new specifically to lock the newest, slowest part of you out entirely. So the next time a door slams, a phone buzzes against a hard table, a balloon pops behind you, and your body reacts before you've even processed the sound, don't be embarrassed by it. Notice it instead. In that exact instant, for a few dozen milliseconds, you, the thinking, deciding, self-aware version of you, weren't driving. Something faster and far older was behind the wheel, doing a job it's been doing since long before there was a you to take credit for it. That flinch isn't a glitch. It's proof that some part of your body has been quietly working this exact job for longer than your conscious mind has existed at all. If this changed how it feels the next time you jump at a sudden sound, that's exactly the kind of small evolutionary detail we chase down around here. Go check out our video on why humans evolved visible eyes if you want another one. Until next time, keep your brain on a leash.